Are you having trouble getting your students engaged in learning about the organs in the body? Do they fall asleep during your lectures? With Billy the BioBot, you will have no such troubles. Billy the BioBot is a creative alternative that will get students' attention and give them the hands-on experience they need to help them with the learning.
The brain controls our thoughts, memories, and speech, and the function of many organs in the body. We chose a loofah because it absorbs soap like the brain absorbs information. The mouth is the beginning of the digestive tract. It helps to chew and digest food with saliva. We chose to cut a hole in the jug because you can put things in it like you can put food in your mouth. The eye's function is to produce clear vision. We chose golf balls because they are shaped like an eye. The nose's function is to bring air into the body. Hairs in the nose clean the air of foreign particles. We chose to use the handle of the milk jug because, like the nose, there's a hole in the handle for the robot to breathe. The ear's function is moving sound to the auditory canal. We chose to use half a paper plate for each ear because the paper plates are round like the ears.
The trachea provides airflow to and from the lungs for respiration. We chose to use a toilet paper roll because air can travel through it like the trachea. The bronchial tubes distribute air to the lungs, and we chose to use two small straws because air can travel through them. The esophagus is a conduit for food and liquid that has been swallowed to the stomach, and we chose to use a straw because liquid can travel through that. The lungs exchange gas and oxygen and carbon dioxide from the lungs. We chose to use balloons because they can inflate and deflate like lungs. The heart functions as a pump to move blood throughout the body. We chose a Sprite can because it can also hold liquids. The diaphragm is the primary muscle used in the process of inhalation. It separates the lungs from other organs. We chose to use fabric because it separates the balloons from the rest of the body.
The stomach breaks down and digests food in order to get nutrients from what you've eaten. We chose a plastic bag because it holds food just like your stomach can. The liver filters blood coming from the digestive tract before passing it to the rest of the body. It also produces bile. We chose gloves because they produce heat just like the liver produces bile. The gallbladder stores and concentrates bile. We chose to use tissue paper because it's green like the gallbladder. The pancreas converts the food we eat into fuel for the body. It also helps regulate blood sugar. We chose to use sandpaper because it's gritty like the pancreas. The spleen helps fight infections, stores white blood cells, and red blood cells are recycled here. The spleen also filters blood. We chose to use a hair tie because it's shaped like the spleen.
90% of digestion and absorption of food and minerals occur in the small intestine. We choose to tie a bunch of balloons together because it looks like a small intestine. The large intestine absorbs water from the remaining indigestible food matter and transmits useless waste materials from the body. We chose large plastic tubes because they can contain food and water like the small intestine. The kidneys. The urine is made here, and it maintains fluid balance, regulates and filters minerals from blood, filters waste materials from food, and creates hormones that help produce red blood cells. We chose to use Easter eggs because they are shaped like kidneys. The urinary bladder stores urine. We chose an insulin bag because it stores insulin. The urethra. It's the tube that carries the urine from the bladder to outside the body. We chose to use the tube part that connects to the insulin bag because that carries the insulin from the bag to the body like the urethra. The ureters. They carry urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. We chose to use long straws because they carry liquid to our mouths like the ureters do to the bladder. And the rectum. Electrolytes are absorbed in indigestible food ingredients and are decomposed. We chose to use a funnel because this shows something going out in one end and out the other.
Buy Billy the BioBot today for a special price of $39.99. You can assemble it your own or it can come assembled.
vital for the body. It also helps fight infections, stores white blood cells and red blood cells, and
10% of digestion and absorption of food and minerals occur in the contains